Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am really excited for today's video because I have partnered with LUXAZA for a second time. I'm really excited. They are affordable on Amazon, and last time I tried out some shadow sticks. I had their blush bronzer and highlight, eyeshadow primer, and their setting spray. We used their setting spray. So this time they sent me some other shades in their shadow sticks as well as their liquid glitter eyeshadow. And if you've been here before, you know I love some shimmer and glitter. Now we're gonna try out those products, but before we do that, if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, hit the bell for notifications, new videos, and if you like this video, make sure you hit a big thumbs up. But if you wanna see how I got this look using these products from LUXAZA, just keep watching. Okay, you guys, today we are playing with LUXAZA one more time. They partnered with me for an additional video. They sent me some different shades because I loved the eyeshadow sticks that they sent me last time. They were so creamy and blendable. They stayed all throughout the night. I thought because I have oily lids that they might crease and kind of look messy later on, but that wasn't the case. I used their eyeshadow primer, which we're going to use again today, and they just stayed. They did what they were supposed to. My eyes look beautiful. I had a lot of compliments on my makeup that day. So I'm really excited to be trying out some different shades. Now, the shades that they sent me are 6 of their purples. So there is like a mauvey muted pink, which will be great in the crease, as well as there is a purpley pink shimmer, which is really beautiful. And I want to use it. But besides the cream eyeshadow sticks, they also sent me their liquid glitter eyeshadows. So I do have 5 shades of these. And when I'm talking about liquid glitter, these 4 are kind of like a suede shimmer, which are really pretty. And they very much remind me of the Stila liquid eyeshadows. And then this one right here, it is a very glittery white shade. It is absolutely stunning. When I look at this, this would be a great topper on top of any 4 of these shades. So I am probably gonna do that. I was thinking I might use this pinky shade and then put the glittery one on top along with a couple of the eyeshadow sticks. They did also send me another blush to try out in a different shade, and I really liked their blush last time. So we have some things I want to try out, and let's jump into it. So last time they sent me their eyeshadow primer. Even though I've been using it quite a bit, and I use it with my darker shades because it doesn't necessarily mute out my veins, lines. I don't like them. This is great underneath darker shades. Even my lighter shades for work is not too bad. I just prefer not to see one line that just always wants to be the center of attention, and I know it's there. So I just pick it up on my brush that I use for my primer. Let me know, did you guys see my last video? If not, I'll link it down below. But also, did you pick anything up? They are affordable on Amazon. I will link them down below, so definitely check out their shop. They have, okay, now for shade names, they're just on the bottom. This is 162 Pink Salt, and it is that light pinky shade that I told you guys I was gonna put into my crease. We're going to place it right where we want it. And it's a very light shade. I don't know if it's buildable, but we'll find out together. And they do blend out nicely with a brush. And also in the outer V a little bit. I had said it in my last video when I was talking about LUXAZA. I had kept seeing them on Amazon, but I never picked anything up because I didn't really know anything about the brand. And when they reached out to me, perfect opportunity to try them out. And I'm really glad I did. It is super quick and easy, whether you just want one shade, a couple shades, something to just throw into your makeup bag. The next shade I'm going to go into is 166 Sea Fog. It's just kind of like a cool toned purple. It's more purple than gray. And this one I'm going to put a little bit lower in the crease, just right here, and then in the outer V. I think it's perfect for my Johnny Cash shirt. I've been wearing, I love my Johnny Cash shirt. It's so comfortable. I think I got it at Target. So it's just a little bit gray, a little bit purpley. It is not my lightest shade or my darkest shade. I do have another purple shade that I'm going to use, which is quite a bit darker, but I just want a good base. So I can still see the pink shading right there, and then the purpley gray. And then my last shade from the eyeshadow sticks, this is going to be 167 Purple Pennant Shimmer. And it says shimmer, but it's not super shimmery, which is why I'm going to use it as my deepest shade and put it in the outer V. Usually I don't put shimmers in my outer V, but when I swatched it, it wasn't overly shimmer like the lighter purpley pink shade was. I'm also going to switch up my brush. I used a compacted smudger when it comes to this shade, and I learned last time blending it out didn't work. It's dabbing it and dispersing it that did work. So I'm going to show you guys how I did that. And I'm only putting it slightly in the crease, but that's where we're going to start right now, and then we're going to dab. And when I say dab, it's like dab and pull, because I don't want to mute it down, but I'll dab and pull it towards the center and then out towards the outer V area. So that'll get cleaned up when I do my foundation and my concealer. They are buildable, so if you want it a little more rich and deep, you can absolutely do that. And I know it looks a disaster when I first start, but once you start to blend it out, it just comes together. I can fix this. That is why it's nice to have cream products, because you can easily blend them. And see, you can also wipe away where you don't want it until it dries down. So easily malleable, and then it does dry down. So a lighter gray shade just to tone this down a little bit, because I went too high with my cream product. And see, I'm able to blend it out too with my finger. So that's the other thing, is you're not limited to your brushes, and you can just dab and fix where you want it to. This is when I talk about with like my powder shades that I'll accidentally take it too high. That's what I did this time. Cream is a lot different than powder, so you just have to be careful of where you place things and then how you blend them out. And then taking the lightest shade 162, I'm just going to go back on top of that purple to tone it down a little bit. If you're not satisfied with the cream setting as quickly as you want, you can also go back in with a little bit of powder in a similar shade and set that. You can also do it with setting powder, but it does dry down. Alright, so I have a gray smoky, and then that pink helped mute it down a little bit on the edges. Trust the process. Makeup does not always look how it's supposed to be at the end, so trust it. Alright, now I'm going to take the pink shimmer liquid eyeshadow. Well, liquid glitter eyeshadow. This one is very shimmery, and I really like the shade. I'm going to place it on my eye, and then I'm going to dab it out with my ring finger to get it where I want it. So just a little bit of shimmer. And I do like that it has the doe foot applicator where you're able to just get it into the corner, which is always the hardest part for me because my finger never wants to get in there. But you can go in and build it up a little bit. It will get muted down if you use your finger, but that's why you just go in with an extra layer. And I don't need it too intense. Remember, I'm going to use the white shade that has very glittery particles in it. So I'm going to let this dry down, and then I'll come back for this. And now the icy glittery liquid eyeshadow. I'm really excited for this. I love glitter. If you haven't been here before, I absolutely love glitter. Look how shiny and sparkly that is. I'm going to use a dry brush just to kind of disperse it in the inner corner because I don't want it super chunky there. But look how it just amplified and it makes it so beautiful and glittery. All right, I'm gonna let this one dry as well as do my other eye and some face products, and I'll be back for the rest. Okay, so I've done my face products as much as I possibly can. Foundation, concealer. I did powder my under eyes because they can get creasy if I let it sit, but I still have my cream products from LUXAZA for contour and blush. So I'm going to start with my contour. This was in shade 04. I like my contour to be cool toned for right through here. And then I use a bronzer, which is a little bit warmer toned for up here. I don't have a warm toned cream product from them. So we're just doing right here to chisel out my cheeks. Otherwise I feel like I look a little flat. So right here is where I start seeing that divot. I go a little bit above that. Nice and cool toned. And then I take my angled contour brush. I'll pull it back and then bring it forward. And it's buildable, so it always pulls my baby hairs. Just depends on how much you need. See, and I just get that natural shading and take it into my hairline. So with it, without. Glare from my window is not helping, but you can see the shadowing right there. And then when I powder it, it's just going to make it look more natural. And this year I've definitely been getting into cream contour more, so I like having this on hand to use. All right, and then we have blush. Once I powder, I'll end up doing my bronzer because it's a powder product. Any additional products that I use will be in the description box down below, so definitely check out the drop down. And because I only powdered right here, this cream product should go on beautifully. Ooh, it's really pretty. Then I'm gonna take my blush brush and just kind of start blending it out. This gives you a really pretty flush. And I like taking it up into like my temple area. Not too high, but you don't just flush right here. I don't, at least. And it might be really intense right now, but once I powder it, it'll actually tone down a little bit and just give that natural blush. And the blush I had last time with them was a peachy shade, and it's really pretty, but it was just a little too light for my skin with a tan. And I do like to dab it on my nose because, you know, when you're out in the sun, you get a little bit of sun there. I'm going to quickly powder this so you can see the difference once I put powder on top of it. It doesn't take the color away, it just sets it. Okay, now that we have pretty much the face done, I just need to finish up the eyes before I put on liner, brows, and everything else. All right, so for the under eye, I'm not gonna do the lightest shade, and I'm not gonna do the grayish purple shade. I am gonna stick just with 167 Purple Pennant Shimmer. And last time I just kind of drew it underneath before I used my compacted smudge brush to blend it out. So I'm gonna stay really close to the lash line because I don't want it to just kind of run away on my face. So if you see, there is a little line right there. I got it really close. I think it can come down a little bit, but I don't want it to just blend all the way out. See, and we just kind of got that smoky under eye. I do want to go in a little bit right here on the edge of where that glitter is. I'm going to take my larger compacted smudge brush and just blend over to the edges. If you remember last time, because I had all the cream shades, I was able to just tap and blend them. Because this does dry down, I'm using my brush just to tap on the edges to kind of disperse and blend. And you still see the shimmer kind of peeking through. I remember how I told you, it was a little messy and I was gonna clean it up with my makeup. I didn't use a makeup wipe and clean it off. I kind of used my finger to just kind of disperse it out. And then I used my foundation and concealer and cleaned up the rest of it. So really easy to use. I don't even know why I'm leaning all the way over like I'm in a tilt-a-whirl. Really like how my eyes turned out. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do some brows, liner, mascara, and I'll be back with the final look. Okay, you guys, I am back and this is the final look. I really like how my makeup turned out today. My eyes, I love this shimmer. So the one was more of like a satin shimmer and then a very glittery shimmer on top of it. And then a subtle smoky eye. I really like it. Let me know your thoughts. So of course today we used the purple shadow sticks from LUXAZA, and then I used the liquid glitter eyeshadows from LUXAZA, which the layering of these two, beautiful. Absolutely love it. Contour was the cream contour that I used the last time I tried them out. And like I said, this is in shade 04, very cool tone, which I like because then it gives that natural definition of a shadow. And then the blush, and I don't think I said the shade name. This is also 04, and it's more of a pinky shade, Vice Peachy. And I tend to go for peachy shades, but the peachy was just, it wasn't as pronounced as I would like. So this shade with powder on top of it is beautiful. But you guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications of new videos. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Until my next video, bye you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.